Hello, hello, adult class. Got a couple familiar faces and some new faces. Good to see you guys in class. You guys know that we'll be switching platforms this next week, so just be ready for that. I'll give you some more details at the very end. But today is going to be another one of those unique classes where I'm going to get your brain to think. I've been wanting to make sure that you are engaging that part as opposed to simply just saying, all right, let's memorize the combinations, let's remember the form. Okay, you got that, good work, go home, practice it. No, I want you to be able to engage yourself in the adult class. I try to get your brain to kind of focus on application and, the context of things where the youngsters, part of that is they'll get to that point, and ultimately they'll get to that point, but they focus on their body first. For you, I want to work on your minds and your body. So first things first, let's get bowed in. Ready? Yep. And I want to get some eyes. Please teach me. All right, let's get the body blood moving for a little bit first. Guards all the way up. 20 count on place. You know how it goes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Jumping jacks. We're going to do a little bit differently. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to step out and come back. Step out and come back. So we're going to do a jumping jack on this side. We're going to do a half jack. And then that side. And this side. 3 more. And that side. And this side. And that side. Last one. And this side. And last one, that side. Okay, now let's change the jumping jack a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open our feet. And we're going to cross our feet. We're going to open our feet. We're going to cross our feet. Open, be nice to your legs, and cross. Open, if you need to put them in front and back, that's fine too. All right, ready? So here it goes. We're going to go open and close. Open and close. Open and close. 3 more. Open and close. 2 more. And close. 1 more. And close. Very good. All right. Again, I love jumping jacks. There's about 1,000 versions of this. So we're going to put our foot in front, foot in back. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch. And a switch. Hands in front. Hands in back. Hands in front. Hands in back. Hands in front. Hands in back. Hands. Switch. Hands. Switch. Let's get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How'd they do with that? Give yourself a hand. Nice job. All sorts of goodies. Okay, let's get past our jumping jacks. Bend and reach. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. A couple more. Windmill cross stretch on this side. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Very good. All right, take a deep breath in. And breathe out nice and slow. 1 more. Hold it. Breathe it out. Last one. And hold it. And breathe it out. All right. I'm going to switch it to lower body and upper body moves. Let's get our hands and legs warmed up a little bit here. So, yep. Body position. Kia. All right. Now, nice and relaxed. So we're going to start with just that basic step through punch, or that front hand punch, kind of like a jab. So I'm looking for relaxed arms. So you're going to fire it. Now, I don't want loose hands, but I don't want tense either. So I don't want like, ugh, boo. All right. You're going to hurt yourself. Okay. So I know I'm going to have my hands nice and relaxed until I strike. So I'm going to go, boom. It tightens up when it hits. And this takes a little bit of coordination. You don't want to go bang, and then you hurt your hand because you forgot to tighten your fist. So nice and relaxed. I'm going to back up a little bit. We're just going to do a front hand punch. So I'm just going to go, bah, tighten it up. Okay. So it's going to be my turn and your turn, kind of like what we did in our your dance class. All right. So it's going to be my turn, bang, and your turn. Boom. My turn, bah, and your turn. Last one, bah. Okay. Backhand, same kind of thing. Relaxed. Keep it loose. All right. Ready? Here's one. Boom. Your turn. Boom. My turn. Bang. And relax. And my turn. Boom. Last one. And your turn. Okay. Doing okay? Good pace? All right. Same kind of thing. When we're throwing kicks, I'm not interested in the, Taekwondo champion, ting, and then the foot position is just like, oh my goodness gracious. Give me something effective. So for now, give me something anywhere that's below the belt. I know normally I'd say above the belt, but right now I want you to think, where you're going to kick him. You're going to kick him in the shins. You're going to kick him in the kneecap. You're going to kick him in the ankle. You're going to kick him in the back of the leg. Those are all really good targets. But you hear us say kick above the belt all the time. In adult class, it's a little bit different. I want you to have the ability to kick up here and the strength to do it, the flexibility to do it. And guess what? In reality, you're never going to kick above that hip. You're going to fire at their knee. You're going to take that same speed and intensity and focus, and you're going to kick them in the ankle. You'll see why today. All right? So give me a snap kick, front leg. So I'm going to go towards Miss Joanna's ankles. All right? So I'm just going to fire a snap kick down here. All right? Your turn. Come towards me. Okay? I'll go to her knee. Okay? And your turn. Belly button. Okay? Didn't go above it. And one more to say side of the leg. Ready? And your turn. Boom. Other leg. Pick those lower targets. My turn first. And get me. My turn. And your turn. Shoot a go. And one more. And your turn. Okay. Makes sense? We're not kicking necessarily always on these high levels for application. As a matter of fact, it's slow. It takes time for the leg to go up there. You'll see it coming. Okay. Side kicks. Now, this one's a little bit different in the sense that you say, you think this foot right here, this position right here, this kick right here looks like a stomp kick. This is still my side kick. I'm picking up my knee, and I'm just kicking low. Okay? It doesn't have to be out here. It can be right there. So if I was to take it against someone's ankle, that kind of kick, that right there, oh yeah, that's the kind of kick I like. So again, ankle, knee, don't go above the hip. Okay? Front leg side kick. Let's get 3 good ones. Ready? Go. There's one. Your turn. Anywhere on my leg. My turn. There's your knee. Your turn. Give me. My turn. There's your thigh. All right, good. Other side. Here comes. Back leg. I'm going for you first. Here comes. There goes your knee. Your turn. Ankle. Oh, I'm going to go right after those toes. Boom. And your turn. Oh, did they get him? Give yourself a nice shot. Okay. All right. So, what are we going to focus on today? Well, one of the things I want you to think about each of these techniques, they're just white belt combinations. I want you to think about what is it doing. There's a couple of people that aren't going to be able to be in the live class today, but I've given them the charge. Watch this class, because in order for you to come up with what we call bunkai or application, you got to consider what's the end result. If you don't know what you're intending to do when someone tries to hurt you, if you just say, well, I'm going to stop them from hurting me. Well, that doesn't give you any kind of solution as to the end result. Are they lying in a pile where they can't even move their finger? Or are they like, hey, peace, well, I'm sorry. Where do you want that level of interpretation to go? It should be able to go on all different levels. So let's talk about that. Come on over. You want to come? What is it, Mr. Rogers? Hello, neighbor. Come on. All right, now, when we're talking about this escalation of force, wait a second. I got to give it like a big introduction. The escalation of force. Okay. All right. Escalation of force. All right. The whole point of this, I know, you can't help it. I'm a jokester here. You know me. All right. The whole goal of all of this is like, why are we training in the first place? Okay. If we could prevent someone from attacking us, if we could prevent situations where we have to defend ourselves, if we could prevent even being in a situation where there's danger, then that would take away all these. I am being proactive, okay? I don't go down to Baltimore City because I'm trying to find trouble. I avoid that. I know it says avoid, but I'm preventing the situation from occurring. I'm stopping my train of thought is preventing me from putting myself in that situation. We're all adults here. How do you prevent your child from having an accident in the house? When you have a baby, all of a sudden, you pick up all the sharp objects. Would you call that avoidance, or would you call that preventative maintenance? I'm preventing the situation from happening, right? Again, avoid goes one step further. So I want you to think to yourself that our training allows us to, for the most part, prevent the situation. And then you start working into this. All right, so for now, let's work ourselves into the avoid. Now, when you think avoid, it's like, for instance, I'll back up for a second. All right, so if Miss Joanna is the camera lady back behind there, and she starts walking towards me, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just, hey, all right, stop. I'm avoiding. She hasn't thrown a punch at me. I'm not afraid of her hitting me right now, but I'm distancing myself that way. You might call it checking. Think about your creed. So when you think about avoid, I'm trying to get away from the situation in the first place. I'm here. She's there. I haven't prevented anything quite yet. Okay, Mr. Ben, you're up. This is my beat up buddy here. All right, please teach me. All right, so avoiding. Now, first things first, he's got his guards up. I got my guards up. Actually, you know what? Let's take away my guards. He's got his guards up, and there's a reason behind this. Escalation of force typically starts here. So put your arms down. Yes, sir. All right. There's nothing happening right now, but things start to get a little bit dicey, and all of a sudden you have something to avoid. Right now, he's not threatening me from his posture. I can't see that his puffed up. His guards aren't up when this is like universal. Put your guards up. I mean, come on. You can't say like, well, he wants to basket weave. He wants to sing you a song. Can't you tell that? Sing me a song, Mr. Ben. Don't you hug people like this? I know I do. All right. So when his hands are down, you look at his posture, I don't see an escalation quite yet. When I do see something like he's getting himself a little bit of a chip on his shoulders, like, you know what, you bumped into me. Like, we're walking. We didn't practice social distancing. And we pass each other face that way. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you get where I'm going. All right. Yeah, it happens. But what I'm going to do at this point, and you're going to have to keep up with me here, is I'm going to not put my guards up. I'm just going to put my hands up, and I'm going to keep myself in an avoidance state. Okay? He's got his posture up, but he's not ready to throw punches, okay? Hey. All right. I'm sorry. Are you cool? Are you cool? I didn't mean to bump into you. Are we cool? Okay. Yes. All right. Well, you have yourself a great day. Okay? All right, now what am I doing right now? I'm keeping my eyes on him. Don't be like, hey, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to. And then you tell me. Is that something you would do even in spar? We don't do that anytime in here. We always keep our eye on the opponent. And even though he didn't throw anything, I'm still in an avoidance mindset. Everyone cool with that? All right, come on back. All right, so now we're going to go one step up. I'm still going to avoid. All right, so he's going to throw his punch because he did get himself. And whoa! Just get out of the way. All right, now when I'm practicing this avoid, I'm thinking to myself, I have to make sure I keep eye contact the whole time. So this is what we're going to do with you. Because I'm going to punch at you. All right. I want to make sure that when I'm punching at you, that you are avoiding. So here comes the punch, and you're moving. But you're keeping your eyes on me the whole time. All right. Same thing. Ready? Moving and getting out of the way. Moving and getting out of the way. Everyone cool with that? I'm going to go 5 times, 5 different speeds. First one slow, 5th one fast. Are you ready? First one, just move. There's 1. A little faster. There's 2. Make sure you move at the right time. There's 3. Faster. There's 4. And notice what my body's doing. As soon as I pop up, ready? Here's 5. Boom. If you wait till the punch gets here, you can't avoid it. That's like saying, Mr. Ben punch is coming up here again, and I say, I'm going to move right now. You're late. You're not going to have the ability to avoid. I have to see me avoiding the moment that happens, the moment this happens. Everyone see that? That posture is like green light, go. Everyone understand that? Thumbs up? Right? Okay. All right, now let's move on to the next step. Confuse. All right, that's a little tough one. All right. Are you confused yet? All right, Ms. Joanna, you're always confused, Mr. Ben. All right, so what makes you confused? All right, what makes you confused, Mr. Ben?
Something the change in energy.
Okay, so we're going to use a word. We're going to call it the atemi. An atemi is a distraction. He blinked. And is he confused? Not necessarily, okay? He always likes this part. All right, punch. Oh, boom. Okay, I tagged him in the gut. Not hard. I didn't pop him in the rib and pull it out or anything like that. And I just let you protect yourself. He knows it's coming out at this point, so I can't surprise him. I'll have to get him next time. But he gets that, oh, you got me. And here's the part. So let's pretend now. So, all right, so when I punch, boom, I'm hitting him in the gut. And then I'm going to hit him from behind. What's confusing about that? What's confusing is where the next punch is coming from. He gets confused about what to defend against. If I say, bang, 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 well, there's nothing confusing about that because I'm in his sight the entire time. If he's watching me and every punch coming at him, man, I like to make it confusing. So this is where we come in. I'm going to punch at you. Your job, again, Mr. Randy's going to see how well you do this, is for you to throw in that punch when you move out of the way. I want that initial, I got you. All right, right to the guts. Move and bang. And then what I want after that is I want an elbow to come out afterwards. And Mr. Ben, let's give that example one more time. So I'm going to go, I got him in the gut, and then I'm going to come up and I'm going to get him behind the head. Understand? Okay, one more time. Towards you. I punch at you and you hit me in the gut. Boom! And then you're going to take the back of my head. Everyone okay with that? Okay. Make it confusing. Go one right after the two. Again, we're going to go 5 times, slow, medium, and fast. Watch my posture first. Ready? Here's the slow. Hit me in the gut. Boom! There's my reaction. Bang! There's the back of my head. Okay? Giving you some good reactions. All right? Ready? Punch to the gut. Bang! There's one. Boom! There's the back of the head. Make it surprising. All right? 3, going a little faster. Here comes. Ready? There's gut, head. 2 to go. A little faster. Here comes. Ready? Gut, head. Last one. Again, watch this part. Ready? Here comes. Boom! Bang! How were they on that timing? Yeah, give yourself a hand. Good job. Okay, moving our way up the chain here. Dissuade. Oh, how can I convince you to not want to hurt me? All right, this could be, I'm going to give you one real quick confuse. Is like, and this is a good one Mr. Andy told me a long time ago. All right, you got some beef with me, you're upset with me, and you got that posture up, and all of a sudden, he's like, you're like, where were you? Where were you? Why would you ask that? Because the mind simply just goes to something. When it is asked a question, immediately it has to kind of calculate what the answer is, especially in a question like, where was I? The moment that you have that, you're in. You gave them an atemi. That's a secret right there. You hold on to that, okay? That's confusing. All right, this way. All right. So, again, hurting them is not yet. We're not there. I'm not going to hurt his toe. I'm not going to, break anything. I'm going to get him to the point where he just doesn't want to keep attacking me anymore. And again, we'll just use white belt combinations. Nothing crazy, okay? So, you're like one of those young bucks. You're, got plenty of vim and vinegar in you. So, I'm going to just do a little bit of sparring with you just for a second. Okay. All right. So you're just going to step through punches. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. 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 Did I hurt you?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you hurt me?
No, sir.
What did I prevent you from doing?
Hitting you.
Okay. Did you get discouraged?
No, sir.
You didn't. Okay. So the whole point is this. If he punched at me and I go, bang, and I double him over, am I hurting him? Okay. Am I injuring you? Okay. If you punch, and I go, hey, if you punch, hey, punch. Aren't you getting tired of punching and you're not getting hit? Again, not to say, I think this is one of the tougher ones. Because what are you going to do? If you think about this, can I make you see the error of your ways?
Maybe. No, probably not. Usually not.
We'll do a real quick one. All right, sit down.
Say so.
He fell down, right? All right. All right, stand up. Having trouble? Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Right. Right. It's hard. So all of a sudden you're like, it's hard to be able to get myself back up. It gets discouraging. And eventually, again, you got to consider context. I'm not going to explore this any further. You got to consider, at what point is their fire gone? I don't like to have to say they're not going to get back up. Because they're going to get back up, in my eyes.
So
let's go to hurt. All right, now, here's my punch. Moving off to the side, that part you got. You got to change your intent. If you're going to hit me in the guts, you make me feel it. You're not trying to break my ribs. You punch me in the jaw, you're not trying to dislocate my jaw. You're not going to punch me in the neck. You're going to do something that's going to be like, oh, we've all done this. Come on. We've all done this. All right. Come on, that hurts. You know what? So if I'm punching at you, I want you to punch back at me. And the goal is hurting me versus going any further than that. It's an owie. Okay? All right. Moving. And it might even be the same technique. All right, here it comes. Ready? Move out of the way and tag me. You've got upper body. You've got lower body. You could kick me in the leg and, think about muscles. That's what you're hitting. Hit them in the muscles. Okay, here comes. Ready? Move first. Move. And then tag me. You got the head, the leg, the ribs. Okay? Pick a target. Ready? Move. Hit something. Hit something. And 2 to go. 3 to go. Move. All right, I'm going to give you a target now. I want you to hit me in the ribs, but don't break them. It's like when I say hit a board. We'll talk about that in a second. Ready? Right in the ribs. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. Okay? All right, kick me right in the thigh. Right in the side of that. Oh, it's like, everybody put your hands inside like that. There's a little medallion there. Right there. Just the knee. Ready? Here comes. Oh! Ah! Oh. All right, Charlie horse. Okay? Punch me right in the bicep. Right here. All right, ready? Here comes. Ooh, okay. All right, did you punch me in the bicep? I think you didn't. Do it again. So when I get that punch, you're going to move. You're going to go bang! Right in that bicep. Ready? Oh! Did they do it? Give yourself a hand. Good job. They're going to get the buckle class and you're going to say, wait a second, what did he touch? He did stuff on All right, giving you some goodies here. All right, so hurt. Again, think of it this way. Are they broken? If I take his arm and I go here like this and I go, whoop, he's broken. As a matter of fact, it's a little bit more than that. All right, let's pick something a little bit less. Hey, clavicle. Very easy to break. He's injured. Is he maimed? It's on there, isn't it? It's on there, all right? So let's, again, just make sure we understand the order here, okay? All right, we've avoided, confused, made them think about the error of their ways. We hurt them a little bit. We're injuring them, we're not maiming them. Ooh, what is that? All right, come on out, guys. Come on out. Miss Joanna's got the hip cam going on. All right, oh, there we go. All right, so when bones don't work the same ever again, they're maimed. When I take his wrist and snap it and then jiggle it around, I'm messing up those nerves really bad. He won't be able to play the piano anymore. He's maimed. When I take a clavicle that I break, it's a very easy mechanical break. It'll take out this entire quadrant where he's going to go, oh, and guess what? He has this hand that is now all taken up. It'll be just fine. It'll grow back. It's like a lizard's tail. You know, everyone will be okay. But it's not a maiming type of break. There's maiming. I know Miss Joanna was like, what about breaking the neck? All right, so let's go to injure. Breaking a rib. It depends. I mean, there's lots of gooey stuff in there. So when I break this little floating rib and it stabs him in the liver or the spleen or the stomach, and you're like, oh, is that bad? Well, yeah. All right, the xiphoid process, which is this little bone right here, and stabs little gooey stuff in there. So again, injuring could be a ligament. It could be a strain. It could be an easy bone to break. But again, everyone will be fine. So I'm going to give you a couple targets, okay? The clavicle is a good target here, okay? The back of the leg here, like if you were to end up straining the back of my leg, if you kicked me in the shin and it locked out my leg and it ended up spraining itself, okay? I'm not talking like it's going to go, you know, buckle and gone, right? If you make me pull something, these are all injuries, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you the free right to hit whatever you want. So anything from the head all the way down. The goal is not to make it a maiming blow, and don't go into like, well, you know, I just got out of the way, okay? 5 strikes, your choice on the technique that you throw back. Here comes number 1. What'd they hit, Mr. Andy? Head up, torso up. Okay, good. All right, now give me a lower strike like you're going to tag me in the leg. All right, ready? Shoot. Lower, okay. All right, mixing it up a little bit faster. Here comes, ready? Up. Make sure you're moving. Don't go straight at him. 2 to go, a little faster. Ready? Here comes. Zoop. All right, last one. Here goes. 3, 2, 1. Here comes. Zoop. How'd we do on that one? Give yourself a hand. What's that? Good angles? So you're moving off that. Oh, come on out here. That's really good because that's going to feed into a lot of stuff. I'll put you on this side over here. So when Mr. Ben's punching, and I've chosen an angle here, many times I can get more than one thing. I can confuse him, injure him, or hurt him, and work the two together. I don't have to necessarily say, well, which one do I want to do today? You know, Mr. Attacker, I think I'm going to dissuade you today, as opposed to, well, it's like, which strategy do you use when you play chess? I don't play chess very much, but I'm saying, what strategy are you going to choose to use? I can layer strategy upon strategy, okay? All right, so now let's get ourselves down to this main, all right? Let's talk about some really nasty breaks here. So let's focus on this hand on the hip thing. So we're gonna do a cross hand grab. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our hand back around. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab you, and all you're doing is this. All right? Bring the hand around like hi, how are you? Just making the hand go hi. It's not come here. Come here is a different technique. This motion towards the pinky. Okay, one more time. All right, I'm going around his hand. And what you're gonna do is we're gonna turn this in. This is a slow moving punch, so pay attention here. All right, when he punches, slow, it's gonna end up being the same thing. I'm gonna grab the same way. Everyone cool with that? Okay, all right, stay with me here. All right, so when we end up doing this, I like to do a big version of it. I like my hands moving like the Motown singers, like, wee, like, I got sunshine on a rainy day, all right? And I use both hands, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my hand to my hip and my down block out in front of me, okay? It's like basic form, okay? One more time. All right, comes in, here's my wave, and I'm gonna grab the wrist and do a down block and step towards his armpit, okay? Let's do that a couple of times so you can practice that at home, okay? So again, I'll just show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go like this. There's a windmill. I'm going to grab with this hand. I'm going to push the arm down. I'm in a down block position. Okay? 1, 2. Ooh, that's a great setup right there. Stay right there.
Hey.
Okay, we've all broken bones. We've all broken boards before. Hopefully you haven't broken any bones. So look down here just for a second. If I said, I've got a board, could you hammer fist it? Could you down block it? Everyone here, I'm sure, could say, well, sorry, sir, no problem, right? So then all I'm doing is I'm saying, could you hammer fist it? Could you down block it? I'm holding a supported board. Very important. If I just say, stay there, and I go, bang, I'm not supporting it. I am not locking it out. In order for this to break, I need it to be supported just like holding a board. Make sense? Okay, so from here, what kind of energy do we need? Boom! Like you mean it. Not, have you heard the term sincere? A sincere attack requires a sincere response. You are going to put your hand on me, or maybe my loved one, and guess what? You're going to pull it back and you're going to have forgive me to say, a bloody stub. Okay? So when he has that punch coming out, zoom, not this. You're not intending to do that, sir. If he drops his weight, is that the question that was asked? Okay. So if he says, I'm going to end up going to the ground. All right, let's go slow. All right. Here, got that. Here. All right, now, bam! When can you hit him? Anytime I want. Attempt me every second. And then take what you got. Don't ever think to yourself that, I got it, this is a sure thing. You know what? If I had the opportunity to strike in between every single changeover, I would. So again, let's do that again. So he says, I don't want to get taken. Then hit him. Bang! Boom! Bah! Bah! Again, whatever. Just keep them confused. There's such a thing as a time loop. Okay? In body reactions, when I smack you in the face, it takes you a second or so for you to go, okay, wow, that was a good smack in the face. And that couple seconds is me being ahead of time. How many things could you get done? Pretend to punch me in the gut. No, all right, here comes punch you first. Okay. I'll ham it up a little bit. All right, ready? Oh, come on, like you mean like, all right.
Say so.
All right, you know what? We're like stunt doubles, right? You're
Say
right.
so.
Okay. You know, I'm see, who's a famous guy? Mark Wahlberg. I'm Mark Wahlberg.
Say so.
All right, punch me in the gut. Boom! Oh! How many seconds? How many seconds do you have while I'm doubled over, puking my guts out? Oh! All right, at least about a Mississippi or something. So the question about what if he's dropping his weight, I'm going to get ahead in time. So when he's getting his punch done and I'm out of the way and I go, boom, I bought myself time. Time of him not doing anything other than being relaxed. So then I can go on to the next thing. Everyone make sense of that? Okay, all right, here goes. I'm going to punch at you now. Oh, we're getting close on time. Now, your job is to get a hold of my arm. And what I'm going to do is when I punch, you're going to take both hands. Let's do it together. Hands up. Put one hand to your hip and the other hand in front. And then take that hand and follow through. like you mean it. All right, again, hands up. Step forward into their armpit. So one hand's in a palm, holding their elbow, one hand's on your hip. Chamber that hand back and drop your weight. Drop your weight. All right, let's smooth it out a little bit. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How are we doing with that pace? Okay? All right, now, if I punch at you, could you get that same pace? All right, so I'm going to punch you with this hand. So the goal is to bring it around, grab the arm, pull me in this position, and break. How'd they do with that? Okay, can we do that 5 times? I'm going to go slow at first. Here comes, ready? Here it comes. Windmill, wrist, elbow, break. 4 more, a little faster. Windmill, elbow, elbow, break. 2 to go. Wrist, shoulder, elbow, break. All right, 1 more. 1, 2, 3, and finish. Thumbs up, give yourself a hand. Good job. All right, you have 10 minutes. Okay, the arm's not going to work anymore. I know Miss Joanna, she's whispering in the background like what this last thing is. There's a question mark at the very end. Come on. All right, you know why we don't talk about this in junior class and even, dare I say it, intermediate and advanced class. Now, advanced class, just to give you an idea, some of you guys in advanced class are like right on the cusp of black belt. We don't pull any punches in black belt. I mean, we're going to tell you how to twist someone's head off and not put it back on. Right? Ultimately, you know, you need to learn how to take things apart first before you learn how to put them back together. And so that's what this is about, is taking things apart. The attack that's coming at you, you need to take it apart. You're attacking little details about each little thing. I'm attacking something here. I'm attacking something there. I'm attacking the attack. Okay? And, you know, even these are ways of dealing with the attack. So what do you think this question mark is at the very end? What do you think is like the highest level of the escalation of force? Anybody have an idea about what that is? Anybody, any nods? Like, I know what I would do. And this, honestly, okay, again, we're all moms and dads. We're all mama bears and papa bears. Someone puts a hand on your child. Are you going to say, you know what? Let me try to confuse them. Let me try to avoid this situation. Let me try to, prevent the situation now that it's occurred. And they have their hand on your child. I guarantee you're thinking straight to the, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And the answer is going to be kill. But you got to know that in the whole scheme of things, there's a creed. As a matter of fact, the Escalation of Force is a creed. I'll read it to you in just a second. And it is that when something demands it, that you can't think about what you're doing as you're doing it. It's got to be like, all right, this is what is warranted right now. Because no one's there to stop you and say, hey, you shouldn't hurt this person, Mr. Ben. Hey, break. All right, this is against the law. All right, you can't do that. It's not nice to do this. It's illegal. There's no one to call that. So then you have to be the messenger. All right, and these are all messages that you give to your opponent. And the last message is that if you were to cross that line, you got to consider that this is a situation that might demand that. You got to be able to wake up in the morning and be able to say, all right, this is what happened. You got to be able to deal with the legal ramifications. Let's talk about that for 2 seconds. Is that for ladies, if a man was to put their hands on you and you were to end up ending their life, judge is going to say, ma'am, you feared for your life. I'm sorry. You're free to go. Gentlemen, if you do that, regardless of the situation, whether or not, unless you were able to completely prove that it was 100% self-defense and that you were in fear of your life, ultimately you're going to end up going to the clink. And the same thing for ladies against ladies. Ladies, if you go into your crazy mode and all of a sudden someone just, puts their hands on you and then you fought and all of a sudden you ended someone's life or even something a little bit less, it's still going to be considered like a male versus male. They're going to, charge you both because it's against the law to fight in that kind of context. When we're on the red line, it's a little different. We're not fighting, we're sparring. And we're not even doing self-defense, not that way. So then let's talk about what that involves. All right, we're gonna go straight for the off button. How much time we got? 2 minutes, 3 minutes? 15, so we have 5. 5 minutes to tell you how to turn off the circuit breaker. Okay, all right, everyone look at my neck. All right, on the neck, I want you to think in terms of the shape of my hand as it goes down towards my clavicle. All right, this is the vagus nerve. All right, and the goal of this is for us to find a spot that's about halfway down, and this is considered stomach 9. I don't give this out very often, but I'm going to give it to you. It was given to me when I was in adult class. This is the off button. The goal of this thing is when I hit this, it's going to send a message to the brain, and the brain talks to the heart. The brain says, hey, whoa, 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 what's going on down there? You need to stop the presses. This is, you got too much blood pressure going because, I'm about to pop. And it says, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'll slow it down. Well, then what happens when your heart slows down? You feel faint.
Right.
Okay? So we're not at the kill stage yet, okay? But if I was to go tap, you'll be in what we call a twilight. Oh, okay? Past that twilight is I've passed them out, okay?
Right.
So let's look at what it looks like to go from each stage, and then I'll let you practice that with me, okay? All right, so here it goes. We're going to go off a step-through punch each time, and what you're going to do is you're going to touch the neck in varying levels, all the way to the point where you know where we're going with this, okay? All right, so he punches, and I'm just going to go poof, really light, just a tap, okay? Give me a light high five, like that, tap, as long as it's targeted.
Right.
Okay, one more time. Ready, tap, okay, real light. All right, now a little harder. We're going to get him to the point where he's staggering back, okay? Tap, okay, all right? At this point, we're going to go to the point where he's going to pass out, all right? So the heart gets a little bit less blood flow, then you hit the ground. Again, he's still breathing. Okay, let's watch out for that. Okay. All right, ready? All right, my test dummy here is not passing out on me. Okay, back. Okay. Whoa, I lost him. Go back up. Wait, I'm trying to hold on to you on purpose. All right, now, why would I hold him down? Why would I bring him down to the ground like that? Come on back up. If I didn't intend to kill him, I don't want him to bust his head on the back of the concrete. That might be the situation. Again, moving forward. All right, switch on me here. Sir, this one moved on me. All right, now, give me a good high five. Ooh, that's bad. Now you're gonna stop it. We've all heard of the term cardiac arrest, so we're gonna stop the heart. All right, ready? All right, now, what happens after that? You call the police, you say, I took care of some business down here, and there's a body on 5th and Main, and come and get it. And, you don't just run. You think about, there are consequences, but again, take responsibility for what you're doing. All right, you ready to do that to me? Give me a light tap. So again, just pop, right here. All right, ready? Right to the neck. Pop. How do they do? Okay, a little harder. And again, I want to see that your hand's moving. Again, we're talking about the whole arm. Not saying I got to have this super Johnny technique to be able to hit the right spot. All right, here it goes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, tap. Better? Okay, a little harder. Okay, and I'm going to go into that little kind of, all right, ready? Here it comes. Pop. Okay, a little bit harder. I'm going to go to the pass out. So you hit it, again, like you're knocking on a door. Not too hard. Ready? A little bit of delay on that one. All right, one more time. Again, just a little bit. Here it comes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and pop. There we go, right to the neck. And I'm out. All right, now, what I want you to do at home, clap your hands hard. Good? Harder. Like you make a big pop. Do it again. That's the sound I want their neck to make. Okay? So when you think you hit that neck, that's how loud I want it to be when your skin, your flesh hits their flesh. All right? So smack that. All right, here it comes. Now, there's nothing you're going to hit because we're on TV and you're on TV. But I want you to think, bang, like you mean it, like someone's putting their hand on your child. Ready? Like you mean it. Do it like you mean it. All right, here we go. I'm out. Okay? I'm going. Ready? Okay. How they doing that? Hitting? All right, Mr. Ben, get in there.
Yes, sir.
Right or left? Right or left is in which side? Good question. Both. Later on, I'll give you a bunch of other pressure points. You're symmetrical. I've got the same points on this side as I do on this side. Same points on this side, I've got them on both sides. So the cool part about it is when I think about this, it's right about there, and Mr. Drain always says, God, design your hand just the right way in order for it to say right there, that's stomach 9. The shape of my palm fits that. Turn a little bit this way. All right, everyone see how that shape works? Right there, down and in. And so I don't like missing, and I don't like losing. So if I was to have the attack happen to me and I'm going to go bang, 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 bang. Oh, I'm not playing. In lady self-defense, you hit it 50 times before they hit the ground. I want X's in their eyes. I don't want them breathing, because if they can go like this, bang! Well, the cosmos demanded that you finish things, and here they finished you. Which do you want? So you got to consider that. What is the situation? Go to the furthest level and then back down from there. All right. Someone's got a broken bottle. They're not looking to tickle you with it. But if someone says, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" You don't know that they don't have something. You don't know if there's a knife in their boot or a gun in the back of their pocket. You don't know. That doesn't mean that someone looks at you cross-eyed that you just start hitting their stomach 9. Come on now. Let's use our noodle here. But that doesn't mean assume everything's safe. All right, can you grab that, Creed?
Hey.
Back of the hand on the edge.
Okay. These are all questions? Really? Man, who's asking these questions? I love it. I love it. Okay. All right, come on up, Mr. Ben.
Say so.
All right. Again, I don't like missing. So I'd rather hit with my entire arm. I'd rather hit with my entire arm. This is like saying, has anybody ever laid on a bed of nails? Okay. If I said, what if I laid on one nail? This sounds bad, right? This requires more accuracy. This does not. How good are you? I don't know. Are you not going to miss? If I hit him down here or here, I will tell you this. Watch my hand. This is an extra for you. That, and that are all 3 effects you're going to have. So if I hit him straight across, if I hit him on the way up, if I hit him on the way down, again, I'm not going to give you all that good stuff, but there's, again, different effects that you're going to have. But for me, I don't want a chance missing. I'd rather hit with the largest surface that I have and focus on penetration as opposed to the pointiest thing that I have and miss. I'm not good to go. my dragon kiss doesn't work. That was a very good question. Man, I'm impressed. Are you guys enjoying this stuff? I hope that, I don't teach this stuff typically very much, so I don't know the last time I taught Escalation of Force to adults, so excellent. All right. Use your weapons with prudence, employing them only when the cosmos demands it. You heard me say the word cosmos. Use your creativity as the first means of preventing danger. You guys are creative. Your moms and dads, you guys have been creative for how many years since you've had kids? So think to yourself, how do you get yourself out of situations? How do you prevent your kids from getting out of situations without them even knowing it? That's part of the challenge, okay? When you cannot prevent, avoid. So something's happening, avoid it. When you cannot avoid, confuse. And we talked about confusing. Confusing, that Atemi does a real good job. When you cannot confuse, dissuade. All right. When they're with it, and again, this takes a specific type of context that this kind of applies, you got to consider yourself, are they going to stop attacking you? I'll give you a real quick history on Aikido. Ushibe, who created the style of Aikido, believed that the world should all learn to love each other and to love your brother and to love your opponent like your brother. And if everyone never attacked, you would never have war. That style is completely based upon receiving an attack. You would never have preemptive striking in Aikido. So the goal was, I'm just going to make them fall down until they are convinced that I'm a formidable opponent and they shouldn't attack me anymore. And to make them discouraged. That's not the kind of world we live in nowadays. And so you got to consider, well, what do you need to get done? It might be a situation where a bully's trying to pick on you. No, you're not going to hit that bully in stomach 9. In this case, you got to consider the situation. When you cannot dissuade, hurt. When you cannot hurt, injure. When you cannot injure, maim. Only when the scheme of totality demands you be its messenger, kill. So this is an important creed for a multitude of reasons. And again, for people learning these applications, you got to consider when you're making a creation of a technique, what are you trying to get done? As opposed to, I'm just going to hit them. Well, what is that going to do to them? Back in the day, Mr. Annie used to give us, all right, muscle attack, hit him in the muscle. Bone attack, break a bone. And then we got into off balancing. And off balance, well, I don't want to necessarily hurt them if I just off balance them. Well, this goes a little bit deeper than that. So you got to consider that there's a bunch of different outcomes that you have the ability to produce. What outcome do you need? What's the situation? You get to choose that. So I think it's think it's good things to meditate on. Any questions on that?
Mr. Travis had previously said that if someone had thrown his punch away 3 times, he would be thinking twice about continuing to attack.
If his, say it again?
If somebody had thrown his punches away 3 times, he would double think that. He would be like, I don't know whether I should continue attacking someone who's taking my punches and disposing of them, not hurting me.
Okay, all right. Mr. Annie gives us an example. We're all adults here. You come up to the guy that's going to hurt you and you kick him right in the crotch, and they just look at you. What are you going to do? Run? I'm not be like, are you going to be like, I'll try a different technique? I mean, come on now. You kicked them in a spot that's, I mean, supposedly it's like, oh, but they didn't do any of that. They just looked at you with that look on their face. Wouldn't you run? So yeah, I get you, Travis. There are people out there. There are people out there that they're all laughing back there. There are people out there that, hey, dude, I was like, you know what? Peace. I don't want to mess with that. That back in samurai days, the way I dressed would dissuade people from attacking me. And you dissuade without having anyone punch at you. If you think about it, how do you walk down the street? This is part of avoidance, but I'm also dissuading my would-be attacker. The way I walk, the way I hold my head. I'm making myself not a very good target. I'm making you feel like, nah, not that. That's not the one. I want the weak one. That's part of dissuading. When you call that a dissuade, just without the attack happening. Okay, so that's a very, very good question. Any other questions on that? You guys did really well. Give yourself a hand. Nice job. Now, I think we had Amber in class and Travis and Bill. So all 3 of you guys are pretty much in the new system at this point. Bill and Travis, you guys have been in there for a little bit, and Miss Amber. So we're going to be meeting the same way next week, only we're going to be meeting through the announcement button on your module for adult class. So if you look on your module and you see like all of your buttons on the left-hand side, you'll see announcements, you'll see assignments, and so on and so forth. So you hit announcement, and then you'll say, oh, there's a link for live class at the specified time at 7, I forget all the times, 7:40. It'll say 7:40 on it, okay? Because we have some 7:40 to 8:20, correct? And so you'll click on that, and then you'll have yourself, you'll pop yourself right into Google Meets, and we'll have the same kind of setup here, so it'll be no different that way. And I will give you homework. So the homework for this coming week, I'm interested as to how you can show me how a basic upper body or lower body technique is going to create each of these levels. Give me an avoid. Give me, avoid doesn't necessarily mean that you struck them. Give me a confuse, give me a dissuade, if you can, a hurt, an injure, a maim, and a kill. And I should look at each of those and say, all right, that's what it was. But you can say, hey, I'm doing the confuse, I'm doing the dissuade, and then put yourself on that camera. I want to see what you're doing. If it looks like you're throwing down, you're saying, I'm just trying to tickle them, well, then you got to consider, well, what do you consider tickling and what do you consider killing? So if I was to hit you in the neck, that's pretty direct. That if you hit it hard and you didn't intend to kill them, but they died, I'd say that's an important thing to understand. Okay? All right. Hands behind the back. Any other questions? Well done. All right. One sound. Ready? Jump. Thank you for teaching me. And you're dismissed. We escape.